He loved feeling how he felt when they lost to the Jets and Zach Wilson.
Don't add to it.
The rainy days make the sunny days feel so much better. Did this win convince you that the Bills are still a contender?
No, it just convinced me that the Raiders aren't any good, which I knew anyway. And by the way, I appreciate it's okay to be humbled every once in a while. Sports will humble you. You guys have obviously lived that. We live it in a different manner. We just don't look good on TV. That being the case, nobody wants to lose on Monday Night Football and have 3 interceptions and a fumble. So I don't buy that at all from Josh Allen. I do buy the fact that the Bills are a good football team. They were probably very ticked off at their performance against the Jets, blowing a 10-point lead in the second half against Zach Wilson without Aaron Rodgers, and they were right. They should have won that game. That's an unacceptable loss for them. But I'm not going to get crazy now and go, oh, they figured out all their problems. They're back. Because I don't feel that way. I just feel they're at home against the Raiders. A tough spot for the Raiders to be after they get off to the quick start with the quick Jimmy Garoppolo touchdown to Davante Adams. But I'm not going to judge the Bills for this season off of yesterday's big performance. I'm not.
Yeah, when Josh Allen doesn't turn over the ball, they're 9-0, right? And last week, you talked about the dragon he took through social media, the media as a whole. I'm okay with that. My problem with Josh Allen from here on is the up and down. You're at your 6th year in your career. The inconsistencies will drive you crazy because you know he's a big-time quarterback. Yeah. You know what he's capable of. When you have a game like he had last Monday and then play like he played, whether the Raiders are good or not, it makes you go, hey, man, this is why you get dragged, because you should be better.
Well, let me stop you on that. We have video. This is what I think Willie's talking about. Even after last week's terrible performance against the New York Jets, he still can't get it out of his mind that 6 years in, nobody wants you to do that.
What?
Stop jumping, Josh Allen. And he's a big quarterback. He can lower the boom, lower your shoulders.
Yeah, he took a helmet right to the balls is what he did right there. Pardon me, it's early in the morning, I know, but that's what happened. And, I mean, again, that's a risky decision to make. And if he had fumbled the ball there and he cost the Bills an opportunity to score a touchdown, I know what the papers would have said today, same old Josh Allen. You can't trust him. Now, he didn't fumble. They did score, but that's a problem for Josh Allen.
It is a problem, but it's what makes him special. And so, wait, I have a bone to pick with you. Because I watched, on my weeks off, I watched the show.
Yeah.
And I thought
you got a TV.
I thought I heard a young man to my right talking about Josh Allen is not a top 10 quarterback.
I did.
And this is why you alluded to the media and hearing all the things. Yeah. That was you. It was you.
I don't
Willie, this guy said he wouldn't trade Zach Wilson for Josh Allen.
I'm not shocked with Craig. I was shocked with Willie. Yeah. But this is what you want to see with Josh Allen. I don't care if it was against the Raiders, because if he had lost this game, we would have been on him. We would have been riding him.
Greg, I'm not negating that. I think what me and Carton was standing on is that it's become redundant. Some of them throws and whirly bird things he did on Monday night, that has to be beneath you. You see him trying to jump and make a play on the goal line when you're a 250-pound quarterback.
You're not going to reach the end zone.
You're not going to reach. Like, it's some things like, bro, you're just better than that. Why are we continuing to talk about things you should be better than?
So those are things, that run play that we just showed. Yeah. Yes, you have to be a mature quarterback, understanding the value you bring to this team. However, for me, I can't take away what makes him different.
But to Craig's point, when you're trying to jump over a defender when you're 2 yards away from the end zone
I'm
for a
with you
fumble,
there.
But we seen him do it last week.
That's what I'm saying, Craig. We're not trying to take away the intensity and the aggressiveness of Josh Allen. We're trying to take away leaping over other professional football players for no gain.
It doesn't change the ethos of who he is.
Yes.
It's just stupid.
Stop trying to jump over human beings.
I get it. Of course you guys are trying to do it because you've never been able to do stuff like that.
That's why.
So now we're not after.
That's what
now
it is.
we're not after.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You can search the internet high and wide. You're not going to find a single video of Greg Jennings leaping over a quarterback.
No, you're not.
We're moving on. Moving on to second
football. Game, just one note. Davante Adams did suffer a concussion late in that game on a vicious hit over the middle. Obviously, so that's a big concern for the Raiders going forward. If we get any news about that, we'll certainly let you know.
Moving on to second and football. Craig, my question for you is this.
Yes, the answer is yes.
Is this just two tight losses and they will get it together later, or is this a serious concern for Los Angeles?
It's a concern for the head coach. Yeah. Head coach got to go. because it's
Like
the same
right now?
crap. Yeah. It's the same crap with them since he's been the head coach. They've got a dynamite rock star quarterback who comes to play every Sunday. They're good for 24-plus points damn near every single week, right? You've got now a new offensive coordinator. They're throwing the ball down the field. Scoring is not their problem. It's defense. Staley's supposed to be a defensive-minded guy, right? It ain't working. And at some point, if I own the Chargers and I've got this all-world quarterback that I just committed $1 gazillion to, and I've got all the weapons I need offensively to win a lot of games, and I'm sick and tired of watching the Kansas City Chiefs win the division and go to Super Bowls, and every week it's the same thing. I get outscored late. Fourth quarter scoring, I get killed, and I give up 30 points or 27 points or whatever it is. That gets old. Like, it's an old thing. You know, what's the definition of insanity, right?
Doing the same thing.
Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different outcome. I know what the Chargers are. They're a team that's going to lose in the fourth quarter every single week to a team that prior to that week doesn't show the ability to move the ball at all. But against the Chargers, they'll drop a 27-burger on their face.
Yeah, what's crazy about this game, you talk about Herbert having, I think for 300 yards and had 2 touchdowns. That's enough to win you a football game.
Every week.
Every week. But on the defensive side of the ball, Boa got to the quarterback, Bosa, and Darwin James, man, had that stupid unnecessary roughness penalty that kind of cost him. But in Tannehill, he only had 2 big throws that game. Right, and then they were able to capitalize off that. But overall, when you look at this Chargers defense, man, they're not dominant, and they don't really hit the potential they should in the game. They're just not effective right now.
Greg,
I love Justin Herbert, but we give him pass after pass after pass.
What pass?
Like, obviously, it wasn't enough for him to win the game because it didn't win the game. Like, the 300 yards is great. It looks great, all the things. But if you're not winning, like all these other quarterbacks, Joe Burrow, obviously Josh Allen, all these other quarterbacks, if they come up short, we're not saying, oh, the defensive coordinator or the head coach, because he's a defensive-minded guy, he got to go. We do this every year with Josh or
because
he's
not the problem.
I'm not saying he's the problem.
Right.
But at some point, you gotta score. You got to keep scoring.
But I'll give an example. Like,
if you have 300 yards.
If you have a 21-point lead in the second half of a playoff game and your defense gives up 5 touchdowns, that ain't the quarterback's fault.
Yeah.
So why do you stop scoring?
Maybe they changed the way they call it.
I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. Keep rolling.
Okay.
Keep rolling. I'm not trying to say it's all on Justin Herbert, but this Chargers team, on paper, we always look at them offensively and say, man, they're stacked. We look at them defensively, man, they're stacked. But then we say, oh, it's Staley's fault. No, these guys aren't getting it done.
I told you Staley would not see Columbus Day as the head coach of the Chargers, and I will be right about that, as I typically am. Just saying.
We're going to keep rolling.
I don't get any joy out of it, just I'm always right.
You do get joy out of it.
We're going to keep rolling. We're going to third and football. Just an awful performance from the starting quarterback of the Bears. Will he continue to be the starting quarterback for the Bears if he continues doing this?
Well, I mean, yeah. I'm not sure who they go to without him, but Justin Fields embarrassed himself yesterday. There's one particular play I want you guys to walk me through because I can't figure this out. So so stop it there, guys, please. If you can freeze it real quick. All right, Justin Fields, clean pocket, plenty of time. You can't see it, but in the left, he's got his running back wide open in the flat. All right, down the seam in the middle, wide open wide receiver. On the right side, he's got a wide open wide receiver, and he's got either a wide receiver or tight end, I can't tell, who's about to come across the middle. 3 guys wide open in your screen. 1 guy in the left you can't see right there, wide open. Plenty of time. Offensive line does a great job. He's staring the receiver down and never uncorks it, and he holds on to the ball and takes a sack. He is a problem.
Yeah, so he's just not seeing the defense right. Like, I don't care. And Tim, are you there? He said he is trash.
Yeah.
And I'm not willing to say he's trash, but he is struggling right now to just see where he needs to go with the ball. Right off the snap, You got DJ Moore.
Yeah.
You got DJ Moore right now. I understand.
That's the play you couldn't see off screen.
Young quarterbacks, they go through their progression 1, 2, 3. Well, veteran quarterbacks or quarterbacks who understand what the defense is providing them, they go off of, this is what I have. You have the seam down the middle. You got to get rid of the ball.
Yeah, so that's to me, I think you're right. That's got to be a confidence issue, right? He's afraid to pull the trigger.
Well, he started,
he
started off good.
Yeah.
It's just he reverted to his old habits. That's what pissed you off, to Greg's point, because this wasn't a game where the Buccaneers were just firing at him. They did a good job. They did a good job with the RPOs, seeing it, get rid of football. DJ Moore. Chase Claypool was open sometimes. He just held the ball and felt like, man, it's too much. I don't want to cost a turnover. Let me try to run out of the pocket, and it cost him.
Chicago Bears are now 0-2, and Justin Fields hasn't gotten any better from last year thus far into the season. Hey there. Thank you so much for watching The Carton Show. You can subscribe right here to get all the latest bits and segments from the show. And by the way, while you're at it, we have a lot of great shows on FS1, so check them out too.